Hello, hello. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Where is the chat? Hi. Hey, Max. You should be able to speak if you want. Good morning. Yeah, Philippines, I guess it's not the morning.
Hi, Seb.
Hey.
I have consumed a lot of cycles.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with your issue. I will see if I can do something. So I'm going to promote you as a panelist. You can so you can share your screen. Hey, before that, I wanted to quickly show you guys the dashboard, and it's pretty great. So I have the stats of the bootcamp in live. We have already 300 people that have logging into the platform, and 11 teams, and almost 400 projects completed. So that's a lot of canisters, a lot of Motoko. Day 1, 180 people. Day 2, 125. So I think day 2 has oh yeah, I didn't share the dashboard. Maybe I shared the wrong screen. Yeah, I wanted to share that. So yeah, 300 users, almost 400 project completed. Day 1, pretty good stat. We can see that day 2 has done a lot of damages. I think day 2 is really the most difficult with day 3, like to pass, because the gap is huge between day 1 and day 2. I think once you've passed day 3, you should be good. We have people already that have finished the bootcamp, so they have already done day 5, but some of them already had experience before coming to the bootcamp. So I think it's not fair to compare that. But yeah, pretty happy with the current stat. I hope we can get to 100 graduates. That's my main goal. So yeah, keep building. Let's go. You want to share your screen, Max?
Yes, I will do it right now.
I need to.
Disabled.
Yep. One moment. So.
Hey, you give the webcam too. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to have another face on the call. It's great. Okay.
Still disabled.
You should be good now.
Yes. Screen share. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So I have to go in my code.
Yeah, I want to see like
something.
how much. So can I see your canister IDs.json? Okay, you have only one canister.
Yes, only one, but I made multiple projects during this bootcamp. I can show you.
So,
I have a lot of them.
Do you have a canister that you want to delete, like something that is not used anymore?
I can delete anything. It's okay for me.
Okay, because I want to show you something. So let's do.
If you can see there, we have a lot. I had some errors and I tried.
Okay, so take a look at the chat. Take a look at the chat. I'm going to send a comment. So copy this comment and use this comment.
Oh, not here. Oh.
Sometimes when you're sharing your screen, you have like a menu, a floating menu that you can find with the chat. Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, copy this, keep this ID here. And now, so we can delete this one, the homework backend. You're fine with that?
So I will delete this canister. I will lose the code inside it.
So when you delete a canister, yeah, it's gonna, if you have like, if you have deployed a lot of canister, you can delete the canisters to get back some cycles. So that's why what I want to do right now. But maybe this one is not good. Maybe you want to do with another one.
It's a good one. Okay. And this one is the best one. Is the completed one.
Are you okay with deleting this one?
Yeah. Oh, well, not really, but.
Okay, maybe another one.
Can I open another one?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Takes a little bit of time.
Because you don't need to have so much canisters for the bootcamp. You can only have one and do like all the projects in one. Once you have validated one day, you can reuse the canister.
I can do some of the first deployed with the calculator. So I can delete this one. Oh,
okay. Okay. Let's go into the terminal.
And paste the node.
Now, can you go to canister IDs.json?
No, it's only
okay, so
annotation for me.
run the following command. I'm going to send in the chat as well.
Not working.
You have to move into your project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside the project. Yeah. Okay. So now I have to delete.
Okay, now let's check your balance. So the FX wallet network IC balance. Okay, so you have 11 trillion cycles.
Also, I had 30 millions of for my deployment, for local deployment.
Okay, locally, yeah, this is your live identity. This is what matters, because
so you have two wallets.
The wallet that is local is a fake wallet, and the cycles are fake cycles. So you have basically you have 12 trillion cycles, and now you're going to run this command. So let me send it. Fix canister. So it's going to delete the calculator, the canister, and put all the cycles back into your wallet. you should get like probably 2 trillion cycles back.
Okay, so my wallet ID, I put it from
Is
here. This one, not the canister. I have to.
Yeah, it was in the
principal.
other. Okay, you can also do something like this. You can do something like this.
Oh.
Sorry, I copied the wrong command. You have to replace who am I by calculator. So calculator, yeah. Because who am I was my canister that I deleted. Yep, this thing.
Here. Oh.
And sometimes it takes a few trials, but it should always work. I have a question from Saul saying, does this command delete canister or just canister code? It delete the canister. So it's not only the code that is inside, it's the actual canister. If you want to just delete the code, you can do uninstall. Okay, so that's great. You get back your cycles. If you show your balance now. Yeah.
Network.
Network, I see. Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
you didn't.
1 trillion more.
You didn't get as much as I thought, but that's still. And yeah, you can do that with all the canister that you don't need.
Can I see all the canisters I've deployed?
No, there
Somewhere?
is no command to like see everything you've deployed. The only way is to go through all your projects and check the canister IDs.
Okay.
.json.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, I will check them.
Cool. Okay.
Thank you very much, Seb. You're great.
Let's see next question. So,
can you kick me or I have to cancel? Stop share.
Yeah, you can stay as a panelist if you want. I'm going to answer the question of Abe Fernandez. Do you want to share your screen? I'm going to, one moment. Okay, apparently. Oh yeah, good point. I think there is a possibility on IC-scan to see all the canisters that you've deployed. Yeah, should be able to use that. So someone was asking about ash.ash, but this person doesn't want to go on the screen. So I'm gonna do it. I think was talking about this. It's in day 3. To define the hash map. So yeah, we had a lecture where we defined the hash map. So what's the name? Wow. So we need to specify the keys and the values. So in our case, with the day 3, it's gonna be message IDs, which are not, and the message. We need to define. We need to define this type contents. Then the message. Vote content creator, and that's it. And so yeah, our hash map is gonna be message like this. And so how do we create an hash map is specified here, and you need to use the hash map. So you need to instantiate the class like this. You need to provide initial capacity, so we can go like 5 or 0, whatever. And then a function that takes the keys and return a Boolean. So usually it would be like not, well, it will be not equal. And a function that takes one key, so it takes one NAT and return a hash. And in this case, I agree, like, I think for NAT, it's not obvious which hash function to use. There is this one, but it seems to be deprecated. And so actually we can use it. It will still work. It's just not the recommended way to go about. I have another like ID which I use. I think in I answered a question to someone. It was related to this. So let me find it. I thought about using another hash function which take a NAT, and so a hash is basically just an alias for NAT32. So what we need is a hash function that takes a NAT and returns a NAT32. And if you don't understand why we have a hash function and why we have this equal function, like if you don't understand this part, I'd recommend to watch a video about hash maps. It's not specific to Motoko. It's more about how those data structures work. And so we can actually put this one, or even this one, or even this one. I had another one. I think this was could also do something like taking the NAT to text, so converting to text, and then taking that and converting this to a hash. This would also work. I think then if you really want to have the best answer, you have to look into like how to choose a good hash function because it's gonna impact how the data structure is actually stored in memory. But I don't think it's something that we want to focus on for this bootcamp. So my answer would be, why can't we? Okay, we need to specify the keys. So like this. Yeah. And this, I think we need to, what is missing here? Maybe. So text.hash, okay, so maybe like this. No. Wait, what I'm missing here? So we have a NAT, we convert it to text, but I don't think I need this. NAT to text, and then we take the text and we take a hash. Maybe someone in the chat will. You missed the parameter. Yeah, but it seems like, okay, let me try what you've written, but I don't think. Okay, yeah, maybe I should do it like this, like function X. So we have a parameter, text.hash and NAT. Well, this starts to get a bit annoying and complex. Yeah, okay, so it works like this. But don't get confused. I'm just defining. I could do it also here. This is a function that take a NAT and return a hash. And we need to define what is a hash. So we could do type hash is equal hash dot hash. And it's just gonna do text text dot hash. I think this one would also work pretty. Yeah. So I hope it answers the question. There are different ways to go about this hash function, and you could also just do this, even if it's depreciated. It's depreciated because it's not like the most efficient, but it's not gonna break your code. Like it's gonna work. It's just gonna be less efficient. But we are not storing thousands of data, so we are good for this week. So I had another question from Overload, which was related to this hash function. I don't know if you want to go on the mic. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of solved my question. I was just confused about the third parameter that takes the hashmap function function. Yeah, that hash. Because when I read the documentation, like the docs, it said, yeah, let me remember. Yeah, it takes K, V, and the last part is the one that I didn't understand. I didn't know how to represent like a K value in a hash type. So yeah, you solved my question. And also,
So
can I create a private function even though it doesn't coincide with the template of the program? Will the platform still accept my code, or
What do you mean the template? Are you talking about the Motoko template
yeah,
with the test?
yeah,
Yeah, totally. You should, and you can and you should use private functions whenever you want.
okay.
One common like mistake that I've noticed from people is, let me show you if I can find on Discord. Like a lot of people are reusing the.
I thought I had to use message, like the type message dot hash, or the any value that's inside message type, you know, like vote content creator or something like that. But I guess it's not related to that. I
One
guess it's
moment.
just, yeah, sure.
Where is this? Day 3 or day 2?
Day 3, that there was a hash map question.
Well, anyway, it's not too much of a problem if I don't find it. But basically, like you have all your public functions. So you have get message,
Yeah.
whatever. You have all your public function. And I've noticed a lot of people are trying to reuse the public functions inside other public functions. And it works, but it's not a good approach because all your public functions are asynchronous. So you need to await on the answer. So it takes time.
Okay.
Your code is gonna stop. Like the execution is stopping and waiting for the comeback, like the callback
Yeah,
of
the
other
awaits.
function. And so you can do like, if you have a public function, you can just copy paste it. And like, for example, this is the private one. So
Yeah.
by default, it's always private.
Yeah.
And this is the public one. So you could do this, and then a public function is always async. So this is like any function that you define. If there is not like an await inside, can be public or private. The only difference is that you remove the async.
Yeah.
Then it's a private function, so it can be executed like in one block.
Yeah,
and yeah, then you can use this one as a helper function inside other functions.
Okay, so basically a hash map variable is just like, I know Python, so I compare it to kind of like a dictionary, but it's not really a dictionary because the hash is random, I guess. I mean, it's a random sequence of numbers.
Yeah, and so
and characters.
In this case, like for the hash map, it's you have to think about the keys as some specific type. So in our case, it's a NAT, but it could be also a text. Like for example, I'm going to do it. So
hash map text.
So in this case, we will have text. In this case, we'll have NAT32. And so, well, let me just remove that and put like a, let's say it's a principal for some reason.
So the key value is what gets changed, I guess, or
the key is what enables you to access, like each key
each
object is each object. So the values, which are in this case the principal, but maybe I can choose something like more so again like this.
Yeah,
this is what's going to be stored. And so with the keys you can access the students. And so for example, if you do, and we've seen that in the CRUD lecture, how to use that, but
yeah, sorry.
With the keys, so with NAT, with text, for example, you can do hashmap NAT.get 1 or hashmap text.get 1, hashmap text.get one. It's a NAT32, but we can define it like this. Well, you don't really have to do that, but anyway, like the key, so the type of the key is what's gonna be how you look for the objects. And then inside the hash map, you have the objects. So if you have a student which is associated with the ID 1, if you do that, then you will receive the students.
Okay.
But the keys and the values can be anything. Like the hash map can be text to student, or not to blob, or student to team.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just whatever makes sense for the use case that you have. And so usually the difficult thing is to find the two functions that you need. You need an equality function and a hash function. The equality function is a function that returns true if two of the keys are equal. So in the case of NAT, it's pretty easy. It's not
dot equal, yeah.
Dot equal, which is defined here. And I mean, it's just a function that returns
a Boolean, yeah.
Yeah, it's here. Let's take some time to look at it. Yeah, X and Y, and if X is equal to Y, it's equivalent to just saying this.
Yeah.
And so usually equal is pretty easy. For text, it's also going to be text. And for NAT32, it's going to be NAT32 equal. Okay. What is usually hard is finding the hash function. And this is more like, I don't have like a perfect method, but you basically have to go inside of the library and check if you have a hash function. If you don't find anything, you can go to the hash library. So you have different functions, like for example, hash.hash takes a NAT, returns a hash. Unfortunately, this one is depreciated, so
yeah,
it still works, but it's just not very efficient method.
Maybe hash NAT 8.
Yeah, for example, you could do things like this, and then after, like if you don't find the direct path, you have to kind of do a trick like you know, like I've done. Like you can take your NAT, convert it to a text, and then hash the text. And sometimes you even have, like, sometimes the keys can be a type that you've created yourself. Like, for example, I remember that I had, when I was building a ICP squad, so it's an NFT project that I was working on, I had a hash map like this. It was a key of tuple of principal. And so in that case, I needed to do like hash principal, which takes P1 principal and P2, well, more like principal, let's see,
tuple.
Principal tuple.
Yeah.
And then you have to build your own, you have to build your own function. It's going to return hash.hash. And yeah, and you could do it with like, for example, for this case, it's just going to be, in this case, I think, I don't remember exactly, but I would do something like principal.hash, the principal tuple dot 0 and plus, maybe not plus, because it's gonna be above NAT32 in some cases. So I don't remember what I've done. Well, you have to find a way like to
NAT64 might work.
Yeah, but the hash is always a NAT32. So in
always
this case,
a NAT30. Okay.
Like, let's see. And yeah, even in this case, so before doing the hash, we have to do the equal. And so equal principal would be, if we copy that, it is really bad syntax, but let's keep on going. In this case, we have to even like create our own equality function. And so you have to check, that would be basically principal tuple. You need you actually need to, this is a bit confusing, but you need to have two arguments in this case, like one tuple and another tuple. And so you would return a Boolean if you would return true if principal tuple 1.0 is equal to principal tuple 2.0 and
principal tuple 1.1 equals principal tuple 2.1, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. So this would be the equality function. And for the hash function, I think the way to go about that is to, let me see.
Yeah, maybe principal has some hash fine.
So
yeah, it has one.
So it's here, but the thing is that I want the hash depending on the tuple, not only on one principal.
Oh.
And so like there is an easy fix, which would be like let hash 1 is equal to principal dot hash the principal tuple dot 1 hash 2 would be like this, so more like
0, 1, yeah.
And then you could return hash, so could do the sum. And in this case, you would have to make sure that it's, so this is a bit annoying because NAT32 is limited, like this is going to be a NAT32. This is also going to be a NAT32.
Okay.
So I could, the problem is that if you do the sum of the two hashes, it's
going to be NAT64.
Possibly going to be like a NAT64, and you cannot return directly the sum because, because it's not going to be NAT32, and you're going to have like a arithmetic overflow error. So what you can do is do NAT 32.2 NAT, so like this.
So it kind of shrinks the length, I guess, or the size.
Doesn't really shrink. It's more like it enables like you have to define the sum as a NAT. Yeah, so this is a NAT, the sum, because this is a NAT and we are adding another NAT, and we are doing this because maybe the sum is above the maximum value of NAT32. But the problem is that now we have a NAT and we want to return a NAT32 because a hash, I remember that hash is a NAT32.
Yes.
Like it's just an alias type for NAT32. So yeah. Now what we can do is we can do something like sum, and you can do modulo -1. Like this is a possibility. In this case, you're pretty sure that it's not.
Wait. What are you doing right there? Wait, I got lost.
So NAT32 from NAT.
You're taking the sum, then you're.
This is not necessary. Like I'm just showing this as an example, and I think I've been a bit too far. That is maybe more confusing than an explanation.
Yeah, don't worry.
This is a modulo.
Yeah.
Do you know what's the modulo doing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So what I'm doing here is making sure that this is gonna be a NAT32. Like here I have a NAT. So imagine that I have a number that is above 2 to the power of 32 -1. This is the maximum value that can be stored in a hash, in a NAT32. Like if you have this +1 and even just 2 to the power of 32, you cannot store it inside the NAT32. It's too too much, like it's too much of a value, like it's too high.
Yeah, yeah.
And so by taking the modulo, I'm making sure that this, what is here, is gonna be between 0 and 2 to the power of 32 minus 1.
Okay.
You can try, like if you do a few try, like with numbers,
Yeah.
you will see that whatever you put as a sum, even if it's like billions or whatever, because you take the modulo, so it's gonna be comprised between 0 and this.
Hmm.
And then this is still like a NAT. So I have to convert it back to NAT 32. And then I return the value, which is, this time it's a hash. So
yeah,
there is
because
no
it's
error.
not 32. Yeah.
And I'm doing the modulo because otherwise, if I don't do the modulo, imagine I don't do the modulo, then when I do 2 NAT, it's gonna trap if the value is too high. Like if you have a value that is too high to be converted.
Yeah,
to NAT
this
32,
size you cannot convert it to a bigger size, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's not very important to have this, but I just wanted to show that my main point is that the keys and the values can be anything, and sometimes it's like very easy, like with NAT 32 or text, it's going to be very easy to find the hash and equality functions, but sometimes it's a bit more involved. Like for example, here we have to think about what it means for like those things to be equal and what it means to take the hash. But there are different solutions, especially for the hash function. You can choose different functions.
Yeah.
The main thing is it's gonna have an impact on how efficient your data structure is, but this goes way beyond like the focus of this bootcamp. If you want to like understand how the hash function is gonna modify the efficiency of your hash map, I recommend to watch like videos about that. Yeah. Okay. Someone is asking if it works with time.now. The problem of time.now is that it's gonna return like a NAT32, so it's gonna return a hash. But this is completely random. Like it has nothing. Like this hash function is better because it's at least related to like the inputs that we have. And if you do like something with time.now, you're basically doing like a completely random hash, and it means that the efficiency is going to be very bad. But yeah, again, it's like pretty advanced stuff for this bootcamp. Okay, let's move on to something else.
Perfect. Thank you.
Tran, do you want to? Yep. Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Where I can share my screen.
Okay. You have to come back as a panelist.
Yeah.
And Chan, I've seen your question about day 5. I won't have time to go through this question during this session, so you can go and use the ask question feature. Yeah, you should be able to share your screen now.
So, yeah. Okay, so do you see my screen?
Yes, but right now we see Zoom. So
okay,
great.
So basically, I try to submit the day 3 canister, and when I submitted, it said that just wait a minute.
Yeah.
It said that it's a block doesn't compression with test.
Yep. So I'll need to see your code.
Yeah. Okay.
And let me just 1 second. I'm going to see.
What function do you want to see?
Wait 1 moment.
Okay.
So I need to see the update message.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is the vote? Okay, you've reset the vote to 0. Okay, I understand. I think that's because yeah, the idea was not to. I understand, that makes sense. Like your approach also makes sense in a sense, because if the message is different, maybe you want to reset the vote. But it was not indicated, so yeah, you have to keep the same vote.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
No, it's good. I think that makes sense. Like it's normal.
Yeah. So it's good for me now.
Cool.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to stop this session here. We have the lecture in 15 minutes. It's gonna be about shareable types, admin functionalities, like how to implement an admin functionalities, and the result type. So yeah, see you there, guys. Good luck. And for those of you that I haven't answered the question, there will be another session tonight, and also like use the ask question feature on Discord. This afternoon I'm trying to be a bit more available to answer like questions. Cool. See you. Bye.